Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, BULLBOYKENNELS, and welcome to today's podcast, where we talk about a few different topics, some related to politics, news, gaming, and, pretty much whatever is going on in the world. Anyway, I guess we'll just jump into today's first topic, which is about Kyle Rittenhouse. Sure, as many of y'all may know, you probably follow, the whole news, the politics scene, or the riots for that matter. And you do know that the young bull was charged, I forget, I want to say he had like 5 different charges that they were actually trying to convict him on. But in the end, he came out victorious. They found him not guilty on all counts. So that is a good thing. And I know for some people, especially, people that I know that are friends of mine or just, close acquaintance, depending on what shade of the spectrum you fall on, you may see it as a slap in the face, or you may have some folks, regardless of what side they're on, they say, oh, well, he should have been guilty on all charges. That the only reason that he wasn't found guilty was because of the color of his race, and a whole bunch of shit. I mean, quite frankly, if you take race out the whole equation, if you just look at the video itself for what it was, which I did see the video when it originally aired, when it was originally put on YouTube, you can clearly see that he was being chased by a mob, not just by just a bunch of dingleberries, but by a mob who was out there causing chaos, burning shit down, and just fucking up the community. So from what I had seen, I said to myself, oh, no, he's not guilty. It was self-defense. But that's not how some people see it. And as you can see by the district attorney, he didn't see it that way, even though he should really learn about guns before he decides to prosecute anyone with gun charges. So that's really my take on it. Like I said, as far as what I've seen, I thought the ball was innocent. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Now, going to the district attorney, as I said, during his trial on one of the very last days, this dingleberry is going to pick up an AR-15. Oh, it doesn't matter what it was, AR-15, pistol, whatever. But in his case, it was an AR-15. Granted, there wasn't no magazine, in the gun or whatever. But why would you sit there and point that rifle at everybody in the courtroom and also have your finger on the trigger? Did someone not tell this dude about the 4 rules of gun safety? Because, the very first one is pretty much, assume every weapon is loaded. And one of the other ones is never point a weapon at something you're not willing to destroy or kill. And one of the other ones is always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Now, if that gun would have been loaded, someone would have gotten shot because he broke 3 of those rules. Now, granted, he did say, oh, did someone check this gun? No. That's not how it works. You need to check the gun yourself to make sure that it is not loaded. That is the most important thing. If you can't do that, you have no business of picking up any weapon, specifically a gun. You should never, ever pick that up. So I just wanted to comment on that point. I know there's quite a few memes going around about that, but I don't know. That district attorney was just, how they say how some people are just so smart that they're stupid? Well, he was really stupid. He should have never did what he did. And I think that really, really hurt his case. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Trial is over. Young boy is free. He is good to walk. Long live Kyle Rittenhouse. That's all I can say. So you know what side I'm on as far as that whole court case. All right, I guess we'll get into the next topic of the day, because I think this podcast won't be as long as the other ones, mainly because I don't have my partner in crime, Work Birdie. He is out golfing. So I've been trying to get this podcast done for a while. Anyways, as far as the next topic, it is something that's near and dear to my heart, but oh my God, it killed my soul. It just killed my soul. Now, anyone that knows me personally knows that I am a big Battlefield fan. I love Battlefield. Battlefield and Bad Company, awesome games. Like as far as for me, my favorite, Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. Those are my 2 top favorites as far as the whole Battlefield franchise. Battlefield 4, pretty close, it was right up there with Battlefield 3, but 3 was still my favorite. So since they were going to be coming out with Battlefield 2042, of course I was looking forward to it. But then deep down inside, I said to myself, man, it's EA that's making this game. And they have a tendency to really fuck shit up. So instead of signing up for the EA Pro, and pay my $100 for the year, I was like, I'm just going to pay the $14.99 for 1 month. See how it goes, unless they release another game that I really, I'm really interested in, then I may pay that $100 for the year and just get the EA Pro. But I was like, nah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that $15 a month, keep it at that, see how it goes. Of course, the very first night I get on, it's me and Birdie. Oh man, we were lucky we could even get into a game. Like, that's how bad it was. Could barely get into a game. When we weren't getting into a game, what were we getting? Driver crashes, game freezes, game crash, game just crashed altogether. Like, no warning, no nothing. A lot of rubber banding. A lot of bad hit detection where you're shooting someone and it's like they never even took any damage whatsoever. And then sometimes, people would die really quick, but most of the time, no, they were staying alive for a pretty long time. And that was a little disheartening, but it is what it is. Hopefully EA gets their, hand in the game and, gets the game fixed, because the game could actually be really good. I mean, it has a lot of, fun moments. Has some epic scenery, as far as how the game looks. It's gorgeous, but all that means nothing if you can't play the game. The game is constantly crashing or just being buggy, having issues. Even little things, no scoreboard. You can't really zoom in at all. It's just a lot of issues. Now, one of my biggest gripes with the game, it's cool in a way, but I think it also sucks, and it's because of the classes. Now, typically on, like the older Battlefield games, I would normally either play a medic or I'd be the repair guy. I forget what they call them, but, I would either do repairs or I'm a medic. Those were the two main classes I always played. And that was mainly because the weapons that I like to use were always in those two classes. So I would never use the other classes unless I was forced to, or, there was just a need for it. Then every now and then I play the sniper class, but not very often. Mostly, I would say 70% of the time, at least, I'm playing as a medic. Now on the Battlefield 2042, I can be a medic and pretty much use any weapon. So if I want to be a sniper and a medic, I could do that. Which in as far as the concept, it sounds cool, but it doesn't really pan out that well. Like, they should have kept the classes the way they were. They should definitely have more weapons, because oh my God, the weapons that they currently got, oh Lord. It's shameful. Like, where did all the weapons go? Where did they all go? Tell me. If I'm missing something, let me know. But as far as I can tell, yeah, there ain't shit for weapons. Like, it's ridiculous how many weapons they don't have. But that's neither here nor there. Then the other problem, at least for me, and I'm sure every Battlefield fan can attest to this. What happened to the sound? Where is the beautiful sound of Battlefield? It's almost non-existent. It's barely there. I literally have to turn up my volume really, really high just to get a decent sound out of Battlefield. But the problem is, I tend to be in a party chat, either on Discord or something else. So because of the sound on Battlefield being so low and crappy, now I have to in turn turn down my volume on Discord so the people that I'm talking to aren't blasting in my ear. Now, that's no fault of Discord. Discord's doing what it's supposed to be doing. But oh man, that Battlefield though, woo-wee, that thing is crazy. Like, yeah, first thing, I even asked Birdie, I was like, yo, Birdie, is there an issue with your sound? Because I barely hear the game. I got a good headset. So I was like, is it an issue on my end? And he was like, oh no, man, it sounds just really low. So I was like, wow, that is crazy. So, hopefully eventually they'll go ahead and get this Battlefield fixed up, work out the kinks, and, see how things are going for that. But in the meantime, oh man, if you're looking forward to Battlefield and you want to play it, don't waste your money at this time. Wait till they fix their problems. Don't go and give them your hard-earned money. It's just not worth it at this point in time. I would just avoid it like the plague. I'm not even a fan of World War II games. I'd rather go play Call of Duty, the new one, and I'm not a fan of it. But for right now, I'm just, I think I'll go ahead and stick to Destiny and my Division 2. At least I know those games are playing fine, and I'll definitely go ahead and enjoy my time. But as far as Battlefield, oh, no. That thing got problems. So yeah, for now, just leave the game alone. Don't bother with it until they get that game fixed. Hopefully they do sometime soon. Anyways, that is enough for the Battlefield talk. I guess I'll go ahead and jump to our third topic of today, and that is why after, how long has it been? 25 years? Yeah, about 25 years. So for 25 years, I have been a long time fan carrier user of the Glock, primarily the Glock 19. I mean, I have many different Glocks. I have different Lipsy editions, whether they're the full flat dark earth, they're the Lipsy edition grays, 10 mil, 9, 40, 45, 380s, all the way from their single stack to their full size, everything in between. I pretty much have all of them. Now that has recently changed. I do still have a lot of Glocks, but I have since changed over to a gun that's been out for about, I don't know, about 5 years now. And that is the SIG P320. Now, mainly the reason I did switch and actually switched to a few other different brands as well is because I went out shooting with some of my Chinese buddies up in Poconos. And at different times when we met up, one of them had the Shadow 2. So when I first shot that, I was like, oh shit, you know what? I need to get me a Shadow 2. Definitely need to get me one because that trigger is ridiculous. Now, at the time, I couldn't find any Shadow 2s. I could only find the Tactical Sport 2. Actually, I've only seen it twice. So the second time that I seen it, I went ahead and picked that one up, even though it's like the upgraded version of the Shadow 2. But I did just get the Shadow 2 as well. One of the other guns that I had switched over to that I really, really liked, and the trigger itself, as far as when it was in single action mode, was just wicked, like wicked. And that was the SIG P229 Legion that one of my other Chinese buddies had. So when I was shooting that one, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I definitely got to get me one of these. That one took me a few months to find because, you know, the whole pandemic thing, you know, people buying everything up. So there ain't much available. Or if there is, it's very slim pickings. And when they're not slim pickings, you got people trying to jack up those prices and just gouge the hell out of you. And I'm not willing to pay over MSRP, just not doing it. So, you know, they say patience is a virtue. So I did end up being able to pick that up. But in between that time, I also did get a lot of the 320s, have the RXP X Compact, which is their X series. That one is currently my daily carry. I do have them in the full size and other different models as well. I would say the AXG Scorpion, the AXG Classic. Actually, the AXG Scorpion is that, and along with the Emperor 1911 Scorpion. Those are actually my two favorite ones. Now, partially, some of it is because I am, you know, somewhat biased, and that's because I do love the flat dark earth. So I'm a sucker for flat dark earth, and then they were both named Scorpion. So it's a little biasness, you know, in as far as why those are my two favorites. But yeah, they're really, really nice, and I really do enjoy those. So yeah, if it wasn't because I was out shooting with my Chinese buddies and just trying out different brands. Not to say that I don't own other brands. I mean, I do own, like, you know, the H&K VP9, the Smith & Wesson MMP 9 Pro Core series, the Gen 1 editions, not the 2.0. So it's when the Gen 1s first came out. Different Springfield XDMs, XDM9, their 45 version, Kimber 1911s. So, I mean, I do own other brands, but I've always been just really, really loyal to that, to the Glock. As far as for me, I think they're beautiful guns, mainly because they're just very simplistic and they're not very busy. That's why I think they look really good. Other people say, it just looks like a brick. It's ugly, and that's fine. If that's how they feel, that's cool. That's their preference. But as far as for me, I've always been a Glock fan. I'm always going to be a Glock fan. And even though I switched over to SIG, and I really do enjoy the SIG because it just fits my hand so much better. And that was the main reason why I did switch, was because it did fit my hand a lot better. I no longer have to cant my hand over. But even with that, I'm still a huge fan of the Glocks. One of the other guns that I really like as well, and they're pretty cheap in price for what they are, which is the Canics. So one of the ones I do have is the Combat Elite, which is the Salient Arms edition that they have. Really nice gun, shoots really, really well. Problem I have with that gun is the same problem I have with the Glock. I always have to cant my hand over. So, those are just, some issues that I have to deal with. And it's mainly because I have medium-sized hands, but I got short fingers. So I have fingers like if I had small hands, but yet on a medium hand. So kind of weird. But that's the issue that I do have to deal with. So, it is what it is. So we'll just deal with it. But other than that, like I said, 25 years of being a Glock guy, I've kind of made that abrupt turn and went over to SIG. So I don't know, maybe in the future I'll do some videos, as far as different pistols that I have and, kind of do, a little talk about on those. But other than that, hey, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Hopefully next time I have my buddy Work Birdie with me. That way the podcast could be a little bit longer, a little bit more entertaining, rather than just me, rambling and speaking. But anyways, been your boy BULLBOYKENNELS, and as always, keep them scratching. Peace. We up out this bitch. See ya.